Welcome back to day 3 of our 12 days of mindfulness for the holidays. I'm glad you're back as we continue to explore mindfulness practices. Over the last 2 days, we focused on deep breathing and being fully present. Today, we are going to practice the awareness of thoughts. Each day, we experience a constant stream of thoughts. Some are helpful, some unhelpful, and many that simply drift in and out of our consciousness. This is part of how our brains work. Often, however, we can become entangled in our thoughts, reacting to them as if they are absolute truths. The practice of awareness of thoughts invites us to observe our thoughts without judgment, while allowing us to create distance from them and respond more skillfully to our experiences. Understanding why we should be aware of our thoughts is important in that it can lead to significant improvements in our mental health and well-being. A study published in Cognitive Therapy and Research found that individuals who practiced mindfulness-based cognitive therapy, or MBCT, reported lower levels of depression and anxiety compared to those who did not engage in mindfulness practices. This suggests that by cultivating awareness of our thoughts, we can reduce their impact on our emotional state. Being aware of our thoughts helps us recognize unhelpful thinking patterns, such as rumination or catastrophic thinking. According to the American Psychology Association, rumination, repeatedly focusing on distressing thoughts, can contribute to the development of anxiety and depression. By practicing awareness, we can identify these patterns and choose to redirect our attention, fostering a more positive mindset. There is a science behind the practice of thought awareness. And we can understand this through the concept of metacognition, which is the awareness of one's own thought processes. Research in the field of psychology has shown that metacognitive awareness allows us to step back from our thoughts and observe them objectively. A study from Psychological Science also found that individuals with higher metacognitive awareness were better able to regulate their emotions and cope with stress. Mindfulness practices that emphasize awareness of thoughts have been shown to activate specific brain regions associated with self-referential processing and emotional regulation. Functional MRI studies indicate that mindfulness meditation can lead to increased activity in the prefrontal cortex, which is an area of the brain involved in higher order thinking. This suggests that by cultivating awareness of our thoughts, we can enhance our ability to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. And from a personal perspective, when I started practicing mindfulness meditation at the beginning of my own recovery from an emotionally abusive relationship, it was amazing how I was able to start parsing my thoughts separately and remove them and slow down the practice of rumination about what had happened. I was able to become more calm as the days went by. So let's prepare to practice this awareness of thoughts. It's a short mindfulness exercise which is focused on our thoughts. Let's start by finding a comfortable position, whether sitting or lying down. Relax into the space. Gently close your eyes or lower your gaze. Take a deep breath in, hold, and exhale. One more time. Inhale, hold, exhale. As you settle in further, I invite you to bring your attention to your thoughts. Notice what thoughts arise in your mind. There's no need to engage with them or judge them. Just observe as they come and go. Let's now imagine our thoughts as clouds drifting across the sky. Some of them may be fluffy and white, while others may be dark and heavy. Acknowledge each thought as it appears and allow it to pass through the sky of your mind without holding on to it. If you find yourself getting caught up in a particular thought, gently remind yourself to return to the act of observation. You might say to yourself, "I notice that I am thinking," and then return your focus to your breath. Some of these thought clouds might linger a little bit longer than others. Just nod at them, acknowledging their presence, and waving goodbye as they move on. Let's take a deep breath. Anchor ourselves in this moment of being observers. And exhaling. As we come to the end, open your eyes and return to the space around you. As you go through the rest of the day, I encourage you to practice awareness of your thoughts. When a thought arises, take a moment to observe it without judgment. Ask yourself, is this thought helpful? Is this thought true? Practicing asking yourself these questions will help you cultivate a more objective relationship with your thoughts, allowing you to respond to them rather than react compulsively. Your thoughts are not facts. They are simply mental events that come and go. By being more aware of your thoughts, you are empowering yourself to choose how to respond to them, which will lead to greater emotional resilience and a sense of well-being. Tomorrow we will explore the practice of finding stillness in movement, learning how to incorporate mindfulness into our physical activities. This is one of my favorite ways to practice mindfulness. I'm glad you were here today, and I look forward to seeing you again on day 4.